All right. One more. One more. Not really sure what else to say. I'm so tired of GAC videos. I really should do another self-roster review. I know a few people have said that, and I know it has been quite some time since I last did one. But it's just, it's always been, tooting my own horn. But it feels far less impressive now. Partly because of how much money I've spent over the years, but also partly because I have, even with all that, spent significantly less money of late. Um, there was a time when I was in the top quartile in terms of GP. Too much stock talk with the GDP. In terms of GP, galactic power, not to be confused with gross domestic product. There was a time when I was in the top quartile in, MC1 and Mighty Wallets. More recently, in Maw 1, I have dropped to, I don't know about bottom quartile, but certainly bottom third in terms of GP. So it's far less impressive than it used to be, and far less noteworthy. By the way, this does not go well. I am actually doing a little stint in Maw Kyber, that is Maw 3, rather, for a number of reasons. I had been saying for quite some time that I wanted to chill out a little bit. A couple of guys in my server noticed on Arnold's recent TB live stream, I was like 45th or 46th, or certainly in the bottom 5 out of 50 in terms of territory points accrued during that TB. And it's a little bit easier for me to do that in Kyber. I did it in Maw 1 Chromium also, but I certainly feel a little bit less guilty about it in Maw 3 because it's just a little bit more relaxed. There's not like this, let's go, like everything having immediate urgency kind of a thing. It's for whales and krakens that like to enjoy the game, don't want to go fucking crazy, for TW, but don't want to just jerk off. Obviously, Kyber guys still like to win, still competitive. I don't want anyone to think that Maw Kyber is just a guild for collectors, because it is not. It's not as tough as Maw 1, as Chromium. In Maw 1, I used to get really annoyed because modding instructions would come out with like less than 24 hours notice to TW lock, and I fucking hated that. Mostly because if you have watched me over the years, you've heard me kvetch about not wanting to remod for really anything. So, I like my mods on my characters to stay just the way they are, because I mod and I farm mods and I mod my characters to be what I consider to be optimal modding. So when I have to remod characters, unless it's a garbage tune like Talia that I only use for that one assault battle and otherwise don't give a shit about, that's fine. I could just swap a loadout to her. But I I I do not like remodding for TB. I do not like remodding for TW. For TB, the only thing I really remod for is the cam mission, and it's still not a guaranteed win, so I really fucking hate remodding that. And then, God, do I really hate remodding for TW when we're facing Caw or TI Blue, just because, like, in fairness, we have to keep it fresh. I mean, you can't slack against those two guilds, because if you just throw the same map, the same modding, the same setup as you have before, they'll make you pay Caw and TI Blue. So I get why we have to remod for those matches, but I still fucking hate it. So all this to say, Jesus, Maw, Kyber, a little bit more my speed. So I may honestly end up staying here. Couple of good OG buddies of mine from my DL Valor days are in Kyber with me. Arnold is in Kyber, although I don't think I've seen him say 2 words in guild chat. Yeah, I might just stay. It's a good spot for me. I don't feel the pressure to have to be glued to my phone, 20 out of 24 hours a day. Let's be clear, I haven't actually done that in quite some time, but there is still that pressure that I just ignore in Mall Chromium. Yeah, I don't feel like I have to spend. I'll just spend when I want to, which I still will. Just, I'm not trying to keep up with. I mean, there are fucking dudes in Mall 1 that have, I think there's a guy with 9 million GP, honestly. Which is like, I mean, are you fucking Warren Buffett? Or, I don't know. Is it George Lucas himself? Because he did make a few $1 billion on the sale of Lucasfilm. So maybe it's George Lucas. Go look him up. His name is Bir Han. Birbir Han. I'm pretty sure he's 9 million plus. I have no idea who he is. He's relatively new. I would say within the last couple months new. Not sure where he came from, but I'm pretty sure he's got 9 fucking million GP. So he's clearly a somebody. And he's pretty active. He's not just a collector. He is pretty active. I see him more in chat than I see Arnold in chat. So, and he's in Chromium. But yeah, the more Kyber, definitely more my speed. I am sort of getting back into the recruiting sphere slowly but surely. So I have had a number of people reach out to me looking to come to Maw or MC. I am happy to answer those DMs, inquiries about coming to Maw or MC. Happy to answer them. So long as you have realistic expectations. If you are a 6.5 million GP account and you think you're getting into Maw Chromium, or even Kyber for that matter, yeah, I'm going to be polite in person, so I don't mind being less polite here. Have realistic expectations based on your GP, your characters, your key characters in terms of gear, mods, relics. If you come to me with realistic expectations, then I will be more than happy to help find you a home in the Maw/MC family. I'm always happy to make connections or make other people connections or have my connections help other people. Always good to do that, always happy to do that. It's why I never say no when another content creator asks me to use my footage, which admittedly does not happen all that often, but on the rare occasion it does. I'm more than happy to share my footage. It gets me out there, it helps them out. Like Cubs fan Han has asked me for footage a few times, and I just told him at one point, I was like, you have full permission to use anything that I put out there. Just let me know. Just give me the heads up. Don't even ask. Just heads up. I'm gonna use this clip or whatever. I'll throw you a plug. Good. So hit me up if you're looking to come to Maw or MC. Happy to help.